What's up guys, in today's video I'm going to be sharing my TCM 2025 wish list, and I just want to say I hope everyone who watches this video and your family and friends have a successful 2025, and I also want to say thank you to everyone who has been a part of this journey with me. 2024 was a very good year and I wouldn't be in this position without you guys, so thank you. And before I jump into this video, I just want to tell you guys what I'll be talking about in this video. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the bugs. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the lobbies. The third thing I'm going to talk about is the gameplay. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the content. So let's jump right into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the bugs with this game, and the bugs have been really bad in TCM recently. And the thing is, with every game out there, there's going to be bugs. It's going to happen. Every game that gets released, there's going to be a bug. But my problem with TCM specifically is that old bugs are returning to the game. So for an example, the endurance bug has been in the game multiple times. The security pins bug has been in the game twice. And the Xbox crash bug, as we all may know, it's happening right now. The Xbox crash bug has been in the game for 3 months. It started off in October. They said they fixed it in November, but it was still happening in November. Less frequently though, but it was still happening. And then now, after the December update, the Xbox crash bug is worse. It's probably the worst it's ever been. And they're most likely going to fix it this month in January because it is a game-breaking bug. So hopefully in 2025, they can, figure out the coding. And when it comes to the coding, let me talk about the coding here real quick. As we all may know already, when this game first came out, it was Gun Media and Sumo. And then early in 2024, I think it was February 2024, Sumo announced they were going to leave. And then Black Tower Studio came in and took over with the development with Gun Media. So maybe Black Tower Studios are still trying to figure out the coding, and hopefully in 2025 they do figure out the coding, because if they do figure out the coding, there's going to be less game-breaking bugs and everything is going to be smooth, hopefully, right? So hopefully the coding gets figured out, and hopefully the bugs are less frequent in 2025, because it was pretty bad at the end of 2024. And then also I want to talk about, when it comes to the bugs, is the testing. The testing team has to do a better job, guys. I mean, there's a lot of bugs out there that should have been noticed while testing the update, right? So hopefully in 2025, the testing team does a better job, because a lot of bugs out there that are in the game right now should have been noticed while testing the update before they released it. So hopefully in 2025, they do a better job at testing it. Also, I want to talk about communication with the community. Okay, this is actually a big thing, by the way. This has to do with anything. It doesn't have to do with just bugs. This can do with like the what they're called, like the content, gameplay, etc. But when it comes to the bugs specifically, I do want the devs to communicate with the community more often, because I shouldn't have to go on Discord and find a screenshot of a dev saying they're aware of the bugs. They should come out to every social media platform. They should communicate with the community on Twitter, Instagram, etc. And I'm telling you right now, if they communicate with the community, a lot of people would appreciate it. A lot of people will, because guess what? If the devs came out and said before the Christmas holidays, on Twitter, we are aware of the bugs. We made a huge mistake, or we made a mistake, and this update, there's a lot of bugs, and we'll figure it out once we come back from Christmas holiday. We apologize. If they said that before Christmas holiday, people would appreciate that, because accountability goes a long way. If you're a game dev and you communicate with your community and you have accountability, people will appreciate that, and most importantly, people will respect that, because that shows that you care. So hopefully in 2025, the devs communicate with the community more often on every social media platform. And if there's ever an update where it goes wrong, hopefully they tweet out or go on Instagram and say they're aware of the bugs and the update, and that they apologize, and that they're going to try to fix it as fast as possible. That's what they should do, because like I said before, people will appreciate that. And talking about updates, I mean, I think the devs shouldn't be afraid of hot fixes. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and let me know what you think. This update that came out in December, which was last month, they should have done a hot fix for it. I mean, Wyatt is crashing everybody's game, pretty much. I haven't been using Wyatt recently because he crashes the game. They should have hot fixed the Xbox crash bug. I know people are going to be saying, oh, They only had a week to hotfix it. That's not fair. Xbox Crash Bug has been in the game for 3 months, right? So they know what to do, right? Because they fixed it once before, so they should have done a hotfix before the holidays. So that's all I want to say about the bug fixes. I mean, hotfixes is a huge thing because, you know, there's obviously going to be game breaking bugs here and there, and you're going to have to do hotfixes because, for an example, the Xbox crash bug is a game breaking bug, and they're leaving it for another month. So obviously, with game breaking bugs, it's going to push more people away, and they're going to go play something else, right? So hopefully in 2025, the devs can learn the coding, so the updates are more smooth and there's less bugs. Hopefully they take away those old bugs, so like hopefully no bugs come back to the game. Hopefully it's just one and done. Hopefully this month in January they fix the Xbox crash bug for good and it never comes back. And then third thing is hopefully they test it better. Hopefully they're not afraid to do hot fixes because hot fixes are needed at times. For an example, like I said, the December update needed a hotfix, in my opinion. And then finally, this is a big one, by the way, like I mentioned before, communication is key. Hopefully, the devs do a better job with communication and communicating to the community, especially when it comes to bug fixes, because a lot of people in this community, they want to see the devs show accountability because they will respect that and appreciate that, and that will show the community that the devs care. The second thing I want to talk about is the lobbies, and my god, the lobbies have been really bad. I mean, the lobbies have been bad for a very long time, and I do believe the lobbies are the main reason why people are leaving this game, and the lobbies are pushing people away because guess what? Sometimes you have to wait 10 to 15 minutes to get into a game, and the problem with waiting 10 to 15 minutes is sometimes you'll go into a game, you wait 10 to 15 minutes, you go into a game and the game will be over in like 3 minutes. And sometimes your game will crash, especially on Xbox. So you waited 10 to 15 minutes for nothing. Also, sometimes, you know what people do? You wait 10 to 15 minutes to go into a game and your teammate or the enemy team will DC because you know, they're not playing on the map they want. Someone on their team is level 0. Someone on their team is not using the meta perks. You know what I mean? That's the problem. People will DC in the in game so they can avoid that penalty. So you wait 10 to 15 minutes for nothing. So I'm going to be sharing 3 things I think will help with the lobbies. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the increased DC penalty and add in-game penalty. So let's talk about the increased DC penalty first, and then I'll talk about the in-game penalty. So if you guys don't know already, I think majority of us know already. If you load into a lobby, so like the pregame lobby, and you back out, you get a 3-minute penalty. I think honestly they should increase that to like 5 minutes minimum. You know, 5 minutes minimum, because people don't care about the 3-minute penalty. And here's a funny story, guys. This is why I think they should increase the DC penalty, because of the story I'm going to tell you. So I was in a lobby once with 2 of my friends. So we were in a 3-stack on the victim side. 2 of the family members backed out, took the 3-minute penalty, and guess what happened? After that 3-minute penalty, we were still waiting in that lobby, and those 2 family members who backed out joined my lobby again, the same lobby they backed out from. So they wasted 3 minutes of their life to join the same lobby, and guess what? They played the game. So why back out, wait 3 minutes, join the same lobby, and then play it out? It makes no sense. They should have played it out the whole time. Why back out the first time? Makes no sense to me, right? But that's the problem. People dodge. If there's level 0 on your team, or if someone's not using meta perks, people back out and they take that 3-minute penalty, because guess what? 3-minute penalties is not that much, and the penalties don't even stack. Let me know about that too, guys. Do you think the DC penalty should stack? So like, for an example, let's say you leave one lobby, that's 3 minutes, and then you join back and leave a second lobby. Should it stack up to like 6 minutes? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if it should stack the DC penalty. But I personally think the DC penalty should be increased to 5 minutes minimum, because I get it, guys. People don't want to play with like level 0s, and some people don't want to play on graveyard, for an example, and people don't want to play with their teammates who use non-meta perks. But guess what? People want to have fun with the game, use different perks. And guess what, guys? Like, we all started somewhere, so those level 0s are still learning the game. You know what I mean? So we got to give them a chance too. I mean, obviously, we all want to win. in video games. We want to win every match, but that's not possible. So give these level zeros a shot, because these levels, all these level zeros are not even that bad. I've actually played with a couple level zeros this past week, and they were not that bad. So just give them a shot. And also, if your teammates are using non-meta perks, they're just trying something different to have fun. So why leave over that? Like, come on, guys. Like, you're not going to be winning every match. You win some, you lose some. Some games you're going to be playing really well, and some games you're going to play really bad, but that's just a part of video games and life in general. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. No reason to DC over a video game, right? Especially if there's a low level on your team or someone is using non-meta perks. So hopefully they increase the DC penalty to 5 minutes minimum, and maybe stack the DC penalty, because a lot of people like DCing every lobby because they want the game to die, which makes no sense. But hey, you do you guys by wasting your time in lobbies and DCing. But the next thing I want to say is, I hope they add an in-game penalty. I'm surprised they haven't added an in-game penalty. I'm very surprised, because a lot of people, like I said before, a lot of people, if they see a level 0 on their team or someone using non-meta perks, they'll wait for the game to load. And then when the game starts, they'll DC and go back to the main menu, because guess what? If you back out of the game when you load into a match, you get no penalty, 0. No 3 minutes, you get 0. No penalty whatsoever. So I really hope this year, man, like they add an in-game penalty, because it's needed. But in order for them to add the in-game penalty, they must fix the crash bug, because let's say they add an in-game penalty and the crash bug is still in the game. I mean, it would be very unfortunate for your game to crash and then you get a 3-minute penalty or 5-minute, whatever they added to, like, or whatever they have for the in-game penalty, the timer. It'll be very unfortunate for your game to crash and then you receive a penalty. So hopefully they add an in-game penalty, and before they add the in-game penalty, they have to fix the crashing bug, obviously. And then the second thing for the lobbies is fix the backfill issues. I don't care what anyone says. Some people think there isn't a backfill issue, but in my opinion, I think there is a backfill issue. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that there is a backfill issue. So if you guys don't know already, let's say you're in a full lobby with 7 people and 2 family members back out. So you have 5 people in that lobby. If a victim, I've noticed this, maybe it's just, you know, a coincidence and it works all the time. I don't know, but I think it is a backfill issue. So let's say there's 5 people in your lobby, 4 victims, 1 killer. If a victim backs out, okay, if one victim backs out, the lobby usually fills up in about like 20 to 30 seconds. But if that victim doesn't back out, it takes about like 2 to 3 minutes for it to fix, or takes 2 to 3 minutes to fill up, which is weird in my opinion, because that's been happening in the game for a very long time now, where if a victim backs out, the whole lobby fills up with the killers and the victims as well. So if there is a backfill issue, maybe there isn't, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there is a backfill issue. And if there is, hopefully the devs fix the backfill issues, because that's been a major problem in the lobbies, especially for like solo queue players, like solo queue family members. They have to wait there for like 5 minutes for it to fill up, which is ridiculous. And then the last thing, okay, this is a big one, guys. I think personally, when the lobbies are full, so when there's 7 people in the lobby, I think the timer should go down to 10 to 20 seconds, in my opinion, because a lot of people like holding the lobbies hostage. So hear me out, guys. If you guys don't know already, if you're new to the game, if there's a full lobby with 7 players, 5 people need to ready up for the countdown to go to 30 seconds. So just keep that in mind. You need 5 people to ready up for the timer to go down to 30 seconds. And guess what, guys? A lot of people will not ready up so they can hold the game hostage or hold the lobby hostage so that the game doesn't start. And that's a major problem, by the way, because if no one readies up, it's going to take a very long time to start. I don't even know if it ever starts, by the way, because I've been in multiple lobbies where it's only 4 of us that ready up, and we're in there for like 7 minutes waiting for that last person to ready up, that 5th person to ready up, so that the countdown can go to 30 seconds. I personally think no one should have to ready up. I think when there's a full lobby, automatically 10 to 20 seconds before the match starts. You have enough time. 10 to 20 seconds is enough time to switch your characters or your builds. You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think about that. I think that would actually help the lobbies a lot. You know, where the timer goes down to 10 to 20 seconds when a lobby is full. You know, and like I said before, I don't think you have to ready up. I think they should change that. I think you should not have to ready up for the timer to go down. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the lobbies. Lobbies are a really big problem. I think lobbies should be a top priority for the devs this year because a lot of people are not playing the game now because of the lobbies currently. So just like, I hope they fix it. So I hope they increase the DC penalty and add an in-game penalty. I hope they fix the backfill issue if there is a backfill issue. And I hope they make lobbies where if the lobby is full, the timer goes down to 10 to 20 seconds and you don't have to ready up for the timer to go down. Once the lobby is filled up, it goes down to 10 to 20 seconds. Let me know what you guys think about the lobby changes I have in mind. So the third thing I'm going to talk about is the gameplay, and I'm going to be talking about the gameplay here for a little bit. I do have a few, you know, things I want to talk about when it comes to the gameplay. So the first thing I want to talk about is stealth rework. I do hope the devs do a stealth rework this year because, I mean, I know that even if they do a stealth rework, people won't even care about it, and I know people won't even put an attribute point into stealth. But I know there's a few people out there that would want, you know, stealth to be reworked, and I know people would actually put attribute points into stealth because people like playing stealthy, and guess what? That's completely fine. I know a lot of people like rushing out there and spamming toolboxes and bone scraps and all that. I mean, I do that myself, but if they ever, you know, if they ever rework stealth, I mean, I'll give it a shot. Why not? I mean, if they ever do a stealth rework, I mean, I think they should do it where if you have high stealth, your character doesn't talk as often because, you know, there's times when you're playing victims and your character talks, the family can hear it and you'll die because of it, aka Virginia. So like, I think if they do a stealth rework, they should make it where if you have high stealth, you know, your character talks less. And obviously, you know, if you have high stealth, you're able to spam the toolboxes and the bone scraps. I mean, it was like that before, but they nerfed it, right? Stealth is completely useless. I mean, White has 5 stealth, right? They released a character that has 5 stealth, which goes to show that stealth is pretty useless, and they probably know that, right? So I do hope they do a stealth rework because I want all the attributes to be useful in some way. I mean, remember Endurance, guys? Endurance was pretty useless. You didn't have to put any attribute points into Endurance because it was bugged for a very long time. And they reworked Endurance, and Endurance is very important now. You actually have to put attribute points into Endurance. So hopefully they do the same for Stealth. Hopefully they rework Stealth so that every attribute on the victim side is actually useful in some way. And then the second thing I want to talk about when it comes to the gameplay is the perks. And I think they should rework some perks. What I mean by that is maybe nerf some perks here and there if it's very overpowered. But I personally believe the devs should release a perk update this year and buff some perks. There's a lot of perks in this game and so many perks, you know, there's so many perks out there that have a lot of potential. So I think they should do a perk update and buff some perks. And like I said, nerf some perks if needed. So let me know what you guys think about that. Should they rework some perks? Because personally, I think they should. There's a lot of potential out there with so many perks. The third thing I want to talk about is the skill trees. So if you guys join my streams, I actually talk about this a lot. Not a lot, but I talk about this here and there. I personally think they should move around the perks like in the skill tree sometimes. Maybe every 4 or 5 months. Move some perks around the skill tree to switch up the meta. I personally don't think they'll do it, but it's a wish list for a reason. So maybe every 4 to 5 months or whatever feels more comfortable, they move some perks around the skill trees so that we can try some perks that we never tried together and to switch up the meta. So let me know what you guys think about that. I've been saying that for a very long time now on my streams. And like I said, I personally don't think they'll do it, but I think it will be cool because it will switch up the meta, like I said. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about that. And then I also want to talk about the proficiency. I think proficiency affects too much, if that makes sense. I mean, proficiency affects the battery, lockpicks, and the valve. Nothing wrong with the lockpicks. Obviously, proficiency is meant to Obviously, proficiency is supposed to affect the lockpicks, but maybe with the battery, let's go back to the stealth rework. Maybe what they could do is with the stealth rework, make it where if you have high stealth, you turn off the battery faster. Make every attribute useful in some way. Also, this is very confusing. We talk about this all the time on stream. Why the hell does proficiency affect the valve? It should be strength that affects the valve when you turn the valve handle. It makes no sense. I think they should change that. I think the more strength you have, the faster you turn the valve handle. But as of right now, the higher the more proficiency you have, the faster you turn the valve handle. I don't think that should be a thing. I hope they fix that because I mean it makes sense. I mean you're turning a valve handle, it should be strength, right? Not proficiency. So hopefully they change that. And if they ever do that stealth rework, I think that stealth rework would be pretty good, by the way. Stealth affecting the battery. Let me know what you guys think about that. And then the last thing I want to talk about is for the family side, and it's the family spawns. I also talk about this a lot on stream. I think they have to change up the family spawns because the family spawns too far. So for an example, on gas station, Johnny spawns all the way at the gas station road. So he has to open 3 doors to get to the middle of the map, which is ridiculous. Another example is Sissy and Hitchhiker on Slaughterhouse. Sissy spawns all the way at Battery on Slaughterhouse. Hitchhiker spawns all the way at Generator on Slaughterhouse. And I know there's a reason for that, by the way. If you guys don't remember, when the game first came out, even the beta testing, like the tech test last year in May, you actually had to turn on the generator and the battery when the game when the game starts. When the game first came out, you actually had to turn on the generator and the battery at the start of the match as family, which was crazy, and they fixed it obviously for obvious reasons. So that's why Hitchhiker spawns all the way at Generator on Slaughterhouse and Sissy all the way at Battery on Slaughterhouse. But I do think they should make the killers spawn in the middle of the map or near the middle of the map, because it doesn't make sense for them to spawn so far away from the middle of the map. By the time they come to the middle of the map, the victim must already have a door open upstairs. You know what I mean? So at least if you let the family spawn closer to the middle of the map, they have more time to set up, collect blood, etc. Let me know what you guys think about that. I know some people want it where the family spawns at the same time as victims, but I think the family spawning closer to the middle of the map will make things, better, for the family side, obviously. Let me know what you guys think about that. But that's all I have for the gameplay. I mean, if you guys want to talk more about the gameplay, because there's a lot to the gameplay. So if you guys want to talk more about the gameplay, please leave a comment down below and I will respond. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the content, and I have a lot on my notes here for the content. So let's just jump right into it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the content pass, and the content pass was good value. So I hope they add another content pass, and I'm pretty sure they're going to add another content pass. I'm pretty sure they're going to do like phase 2 of the content pass, but it's really good value in my opinion. I mean, for $20, we got early access to Rush Week. We got 2 new characters. We got an execution pack, and then there's 4 cosmetics as well in the content pass. There's still 3 cosmetics right now that haven't been released in the content pass. So we got 1 so far, but there's still 3 left. But that's good value for 4 cosmetic packs, an execution pack, 2 new characters, and early access to Rush Week for $20. I mean, that's pretty good value. I mean, 2 characters alone go for $10. So just keep that in mind. Two characters are $20. And you get all that content in the content pass for $20. So I think they'll do another content pass for sure. But that's definitely on my top. That's definitely on the top of my list when it comes to content. The second thing I want to talk about are the characters. I think obviously the more characters the better. Obviously, when they add more characters, people are hyped for it because it's new content, right? People are hyped a lot about the characters and maps, rightfully so, obviously, right? It's new content added to the game. It changes up the gameplay. But I think when they add characters, this is big, by the way, they have to make characters less objective focused, guys. I mean, Danny, Wyatt, and Hans, all objective based. I mean, they can turn off objectives in 1 second, and they can turn off an objective and turn on an objective in 1 second. So I think they got to stop focusing on objective abilities when it comes to characters. I mean, I personally think, honestly, when Wyatt came out in December, I don't think Wyatt's ability should affect the generator and battery. I think his ability was completely fine when it comes to just stunning the family members and maybe even disarming the traps. But I don't know about the objectives. There's too many objective based characters in the game. There's 3 already. The game hasn't even been out for 2 years and there's already 3 objective based characters. I mean, I personally like Maria, Bones. Like, obviously, I like Hans, Danny, and Wyatt. Like, I have fun with them, obviously. But when it comes to abilities, I mean, Virginia, Bones, Maria, Nancy, they affect the gameplay. They don't affect objectives. I mean, obviously, you can put traps on objectives with like Bones' bombs and Nancy's traps, but you can't turn it on and off in a second. You know, they actually affect the gameplay. Maria's ability affects Grandpa, right? Virginia's ability helps your teammates and yourself when it comes to the powder, right? And you can do a door with the powder. You throw a powder at the door, killer steps in it, they're blinded, you could do the door in their face. It affects the gameplay, not the objectives, right? Like I said before, I think objective based characters that can turn on and turn on and off an objective in 1 second is bad for the game, in my opinion. But I think they should focus more on abilities like Virginia, Maria, Bones, and Nancy, where they actually affect the gameplay, not the objective. Let me know what you guys think about that, because that is a huge topic of discussion. And the next thing I want to talk about is the maps. Obviously, the more maps, the better. I personally saw in the leaks, obviously leaks are not 100% true, but apparently there's going to be a new map for Rush Week and the base game. But I personally don't care about Rush Week. I'm sorry for the Rush Week fans out there, but I care more about the base game. But when it comes to the base game, obviously the more maps, the better. I personally prefer more maps over I personally prefer more maps over more characters, because I'm just a fan of maps. Not gonna lie with you, I definitely prefer maps over characters all day, every day. But they did release a new map, Graveyard, in December. A lot of people hate it, but they did add a new escape, which is pretty cool. So I hope when they release more maps, they add new escapes, like more escapes in these new maps they release in the future. And I also hope they add environmental kills. I think environmental kills would be pretty cool for the family side, obviously, because they're the ones that kill. And I'm pretty sure the dev said in one stream, they were actually I'm pretty sure in a dev stream, they said they were going to add environmental kills like on new maps, you know? So hopefully down the line, when they release new maps, hopefully more escapes, and hopefully they add environmental kills, because I think that would be pretty cool. That's also what I liked about F13, by the way. And rest in peace, F13, because F13 shut down a few days ago. But with F13, they added in F13, they had environmental kills, and it was really cool. So hopefully they implement it into this game, because it would be awesome. The next thing I want to talk about as well is the map variants. Well, map variants are cool. Like I remember they said they couldn't add rain to the game, but then they added a gas station storm variant and it had rain, and it was pretty cool. So I hope they add more map variants as well, because I like the idea of it. I mean, obviously we want new maps, but map variants are cool as well. I mean, there's so much detail when it comes to the rain maps, such as gas station storm with the puddles, the mud. And yeah, the details when it comes to the puddles and mud and all that's pretty cool. So hopefully more map variants down the line. And then the next thing I want to talk about is the balance. Okay, this is the big one, by the way, guys. They have to balance the content out for both sides. And what I mean by that is when they release updates, you can't just release like cosmetics or just content for the victim side. I mean, look at November for an example. In November, all they released was 3 cosmetic packs for the victim side. Nothing for the family side. I think we just got a blackout cosmetic for hands. You know what I mean? So if you just release content for one side, the lobbies are going to be even worse and no one wants to play. So for an example, like I said, November, the victim side only got the content, 3 victim cosmetic packs. And guess what happened? No one was playing family because all the content got released for the victim side and everyone wanted to play victim, and the lobbies were horrendous because there was nothing to play for on the family side, or nothing to use because there was no cosmetics other than a blackout hands outfit. So they definitely have to balance out the content. You have to give content for both sides in an update so that people want to play both sides when an update gets dropped. They have to do that, guys. That's number one, I think, when it comes to content as well. That's definitely on the top of the list because you have to balance it out. Because if you just release content for one side, the lobbies are going to be pretty rough. I'm going to be honest with you. And then I think I have one more thing here. Yeah, so, oh no, we have two more things I'm going to talk about here. So let's talk about events. I don't know if they'll ever have events, where you can earn stuff, like maybe weapon skins or cosmetics and all that. But I think they should do events like, okay, hear me out, guys. I don't know if you guys remember, but they did double XP. I think this was like back in like March or April of last year. I might be wrong, but they had challenges for double XP. So for an example, I'm just going to make something up. Maybe when they release double XP, they can make it where like set a community challenge. So for an example, like maybe day one of a double XP, make it where you have to get 100,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 escapes. If the community reaches that goal, they extend double XP for another day. If they extend the double XP, maybe the next day you have to feed Grandpa 50,000 times. If the community can feed Grandpa 50,000 times in one day, they extend double XP for another day. You know what I'm trying to say? They actually did that. And it was really fun because the community was engaged. So I think they should set community challenges when it comes to double XP because it'll keep the players playing. It'll keep the players wanting to play. And they will engage with the community. People actually enjoyed that, by the way. They did that once, by the way, the double XP event where they set challenges for the community. They only did that once and people had a lot of fun. So why not do it again? You know what I mean? Why not? But if they ever try to do events, like I said before, that would be pretty cool. Events such as like maybe drop a limited time mode or set challenges for people in the base game. And if you complete that challenge, you unlock a weapon skin for a specific character, you unlock a cosmetic or whatever, like the cosmetic, weapon skin, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I think that would be pretty cool. I personally don't think they will do events, but it's a wish list for a reason. So, and then the last thing I want to talk about is pretty huge. I mean, we were all disappointed with the dev stream in October, and I know they said they're not going to do this, but I think they have to, and I think they should. I think they should increase the level cap, add daily and weekly challenges where you can earn XP to level up when if they increase the level cap, and add stuff to grind towards like unlockables. So maybe challenges, like I said before, where you can earn stuff, weapon skins, cosmetics, etc. Maybe even hair packs. You know what I mean? But I think they should do that because when it comes to video games, player retention is huge. I mean, obviously content is good. When they drop a content like a new map, a new character, it's fun. But after 2 weeks, people will hop off the game and go play something else because they already experienced it all. But if you increase the level cap, add daily and weekly challenges, and add unlockables, or like I think in-game currency they were saying as well before, the devs, people will grind, people will play the game more, and people will be engaged. That's what you want in a gaming community. I know they said they're not going to do that. I still think they made a huge mistake releasing Rush Week because I don't know I don't know, man. Maybe if they didn't do Rush Week, they could have increased the level cap. But I think they put all their time into Rush Week and not the level cap and unlockables and all that. I still think Rush Week was a mistake. I'm sorry for the Rush Week fans out there, but I think it was a mistake. I think they should have focused on increasing the level cap. I know they said they're not going to do it, but I think it's crucial for the game because it'll make players want to play the game even more. So honestly, I hope they do it. I hope. I mean, I think it would be pretty big for the game because, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's a big topic. People always talk about it. Player retention is huge, and it's a key part for a successful gaming community. I'm telling you guys. Hopefully they do it. I don't think they will because they said they're not going to do it, but I hope. I'm hoping and I'm going to pray that they do it because it's very important in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about when it comes to the content. I mean, let me know what you guys think about the content let me know what you guys think about what I said about the content because I know a few things I said in here. For an example, like the level cap increase, the new escapes and environmental kills. I know that's like a big topic of discussion in the TCM community. So let me know what you guys think. So that's going to be it for this video, and that was my TCM 2025 wish list, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know, what is your TCM 2025 wish list? And I'm sorry if I repeated myself many times throughout the video. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm very passionate about this game. I mean, without this game, I wouldn't be in this position. You know, this game literally helped my channel a lot, and I'm thankful for the devs. I'm thankful for the TCM game, and I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for the TCM community. You guys have helped me build a community, and I'll never forget that. You know, I'll always keep that with me for the rest of my life. You know, I know people will say it's a video game, but this game literally brought a lot of people together. I made a lot of friends from this game, and I'm very thankful for that. You know what I mean? So I'm rooting for the devs. I'm rooting for this game. I know a lot of people want this game to die. I've seen all the comments online. I've seen all the comments in the pregame lobbies on TCM and the voice chat on TCM. You know, I know people want this game to die, but I'm rooting for it. I'm a part of that loyal player base. I'll be honest too, guys. I mean, this game has a loyal player base, in my opinion. You know, it's genuinely a fun game. I mean, the game is fun. The game is good. The game is addicting. I've been playing this game since the tech test, the beta, since May of 2023, and I still have fun with this game. You know what I mean? I never force myself to play this game. I genuinely have fun. There's a reason why I play this game 5 times a week, and I stream it 5 times a week. You know what I mean? So it's fun. Like I said, I'm rooting for them. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes and have a successful 2025. But yeah, I mean, like I said before at the intro as well, I hope every one of you who is watching this video, I hope you, your family, your friends have a successful 2025, and keep following your dreams. Never stop. You only live once. You don't want to live with any regrets. Keep following your dreams, guys, and I'll be a part of the journey with you. And I thank you for being a part of the journey with me on my journey, because it's been one ride, a lot of ups and downs, but man, I can't thank you guys enough. You guys literally changed my life, and I appreciate every single one of you for the rest of my life. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said before, leave a comment down below and let me know, what is your TCM 2025 wish list. But be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and take care, guys. Have a good day, and see you in the next one.